I feel that I will be able to perform and be the Bill Cosby that my audience in person knows me to be.
All right, y'all, that's Bill Cosby appearing on WGH Talk Radio recently. Yes, the 85-year-old recently revealed on that show that his fans might be able to see him on tour live this year. The news comes as 5 women have filed new sexual assault lawsuits against him. The lawsuits were filed under a New York law that allows alleged victims to look back to sue regardless as to how old the case might be. Cosby, of course, was convicted in Pennsylvania back in 2018 of criminal sex assault. We know that he served 3 years in custody before that sentence was overturned by the state Supreme Court. Wow. A spokesperson has called the recent lawsuits frivolous, as expected. Okay. I want to bring back in the man, Mr. Mo Kelly, who is a radio talk show host and, of course, has a brand new show, which we'll talk about in just a second. All right. Mo, I feel like you and I have been talking about Bill Cosby for 10 years. I'm not even exaggerating, right? I really feel like I remember talking about that on the Mo Kelly show back in circa 2012, literally. Can you believe we found ourselves here right now talking about a Bill Cosby tour?
It doesn't surprise me at all, if only because leading up to one of his many trials or legal entanglements was the fact that you didn't see the Cosby Show anywhere. You didn't see any of the Cosby movies. You didn't see Fat Albert or picture pages. So the revenue stream for Cosby had diminished at best or disappeared altogether at worst. He had legal fees. He had all sorts of just desires to maintain his own level of lifestyle.
Okay. Do you think anybody's going to the Bill Cosby Show in 2023, Mo?
Yeah, but see, we're talking about size of venues. Yeah, he'll be at coffee houses. He might be at a Starbucks. He might be in someone's garage. He might be at your cousin and them's house. But it's not going to be big venues. He's not going to be like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock doing arenas. And it's not going to be a Netflix tour, I don't think. Now, someone will probably want to pay to see him, if only because there is this wow factor and this weird car crash on the side of the road factor where people want to see whether Bill Cosby still can be funny in what he has to say, or whether he's going to impugn his own credibility because you have these other sexual assault cases which are still out there. So, yes, there will be a curiosity, morbid be it, but there will be a curiosity. I don't know how much money he can actually make unless he has some sort of associated television or movie deal.
Right. That was some really nice, epic, intelligent shade. Thank you for that, Mo Kelly. Now, we're going to go to something a little bit lighter here, and let's take a listen.
Just me, myself, and I. Just me, myself, and I. Just me, myself, and I.
All right, that was De La Soul's hit, Me, Myself, and I, of course. Well, fans will soon be able to stream the group's music for the first time. Yes, you might not have noticed, but the legendary hip-hop trio announced earlier this month that after years of battling with the record label and Tommy Boy Records, Tommy Mottola, of course, over clearances and other legal issues, this is going to be available. De La Soul's catalog will be available for streaming on Spotify and Amazon beginning in March. Mo, are you excited to stream this music? It's been a minute since we've heard some of these tunes.
I'm excited, but it also highlights the problem of the industry. You were listening to that song, Me, Myself, and I. That has a sample from Knee Deep. This may be a little inside baseball, but a lot of De La Soul's music is heavily sampled laden, and it was uncleared samples, which was part of why there were so many legal issues. And also with Spotify, De La Soul's original parent company, Warner Brothers, was a heavy investor in Spotify. So they were double dipping, and there was a conflict of interest there. That's part of the reason why it took so long. But to answer your question, I'm very excited because it takes me back to when I was in my 20s, and that was a long time ago.
It was a long time. Oh, my God. My God. Did they have electricity then, Mo?
Look at the time. Looks like time for me to go. Yeah, they had electricity. No. We had dances. We had parties. We know how to get our groove on, and De La Soul was at the heart of it.
I love it. I love it. Now, before we let you go, Mo, we have got to talk about the best news right here. You have just launched, finally, I think very overdue, a brand new variety show called Later with Mo Kelly. First of all, brother, congratulations. I love these talented, hardworking people win. Yes, sir. Tell us about the show and what can listeners expect?
It's joyful. It's insightful. It's comical. Our first episode, we had George Wallace, comedian. He just burned down the studio in many respects. It's about having fun and finding the commonalities between us. They said that you can't have music on talk radio. I'm going to prove you wrong. They said that you can't have comedy on talk radio. We're going to prove you wrong. We're going to come together. We're going to laugh together. We're going to learn something from each other. And from there, we're going to change the way talk radio looks, sounds, and most importantly, feels.
Well, I want to just spend a little time because, as you know, many people know, because I say it all the time, Mo, my original mentor when it comes to me just as a broadcaster, carte blanche, and it happened to have started in talk radio. It's not a field where a lot of people look like us, Mo. Can you talk a little bit about how few Black folk are able to even enter yet thrive in talk radio, and how your show is changing what that looks like?
Talk radio in its current iteration grew out of the contract with America under Newt Gingrich. And the Republican Party at that time realized that talk radio catered to older, white, conservative listeners. And so it was a plan to put out the message of the Republican Party specifically on talk radio. And that grew that audience specifically. Liberals and Democrats did not get on the bandwagon until much too late. And so talk radio was owned by basically white male conservatives, the Rush Limbaughs of the world. And so there were very few,
Hannity.
you know, Glenn Beck, very few Black and brown male or female people in talk radio. And so it's very difficult unless you are hewing to a very conservative ideology to make an inroad there. But as America has changed, times have changed, talk radio has changed. And I believe that this is a propitious moment where someone like me can get on the radio, and I've been doing this for a while, but stay on the radio, be on the radio, and not just compare to Larry Elder or the other Black guy, because we don't think alike, we definitely don't look alike, and we enough don't sound alike.
No, thank God y'all don't look alike too. Mo Kelly, later with Mo Kelly. I'm so excited. I'm excited to come on as a guest next time I'm out in Los Angeles. And congratulations, brother. We are so happy for you here at theGrio. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Still to come, how one food editor is fighting to make sure that Black restaurants get their just due. Stay with us.